Oh, God. It's been a while, which isn't not entirely clear to you guys, but, ooh. We're like almost, I actually forgot what day it is right now, but we're close to April 20th, at least, which is important, because I checked my folder of the previous recording, and the last recording was on February 20th, which was a while ago. Because, yeah, at one point I saw the episode count, and I'm like, oh, hey, it's time for us to go on another hiatus from this super long game and go play a puzzle game again. And, I planned on playing a short puzzle game, but then I was like, you know what, there's a lot of them on the docket, let's check with the audience. And so instead of the short puzzle game I was thinking of, the audience overwhelmingly voted for Monsters Expedition, which was significantly longer. It took like over a month, I think. So that was already a lot. But I'd actually backlogged. Not only did I have multiple videos backlogged of this game at that point, which is the last 3 episodes that came out, which were recorded back then, but I had backlogged those a decent chunk of time ago, even at the time. So, like, yeah, that's why we have like a 2-month gap, which I think the gap between the videos is probably smaller. But it has been a while since I last played Hades. Longer than even I realized. It didn't feel that long to me, somehow, funnily enough. Whoops. But I figured I should level with you guys, because otherwise my behavior might just be confusing. It's like, why don't you remember builds, or what you did last time, or you said last time you're gonna do this next time, or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know. And so if I blow it this episode, that's why. Another reason I might blow it is because I've had this looming deadline of when to come back to Hades for like the last week, just looming overhead. Like, come on, you gotta come back to Hades. When are you gonna record more Hades? You're gonna run out of days soon. But like every day I'm like, I just don't feel up to it for some reason. Well, one obvious reason and one less obvious reason. One, I just kind of feel tired all the time lately. So it's like, let's just play Fox. Let's just play Star Fox. It's just not that intense of a game. I can play that game tired, and no one even notices. But the other thing is just the looming thing of like, it's been a while, you're gonna have to deal with the pressure of trying to get back into this game you haven't played for a bit. You sure fucked this up, didn't you? So like that probably amplifies the pressure a little bit and further pushes me to potentially put it off more and more. Well, I'm out of days to put it off at this point. I really do need to record it, because it's time for Hades to come back in earnest, even though from my side of things it's time for me to get another episode out, as opposed to all the old ones. That's why the last few episodes of Hades presumably had the old credits system, whereas I actually switched to a new form of Patreon credits in the interim, I believe. But then those videos were rendered back then, which is funny. So hopefully I don't blow it. Funnily enough, this game has this whole ambiguous thing where I'm getting ready to hopefully wrap this game up sometime soon, and there's just this whole ambiguous thing of like, when does it end? And it's like, I think we're coming up on an ending soon, and then the next ending is like a hyper-completionist ending that would like take maybe even dozens or hundreds of more hours. So I don't know. There's a frustrating ambiguity here, which was funnily enough a thing that was like I added another one on in the interim, because the game that we played in the interim was Monsters Expedition, which itself has this ambiguity of like, yeah, but when do you end the series? Like, is the credits rolling enough, or should you stick around for like 2 to 3 times as long as you have so far to do the extra versions of the endings? Don't you want to keep going? And there is just this constant pressure to just keep going with some of these games. But the issue is just that, like, there's just such an infinite... Like, I did a tweet thread recently. God, did I just say recently? But yeah, I did a tweet thread recently of just, like, kind of being taken aback by how long this playthrough's been going for, because, like, I like this game, but there's just such an endless number of games that I'd potentially want to cover in the meantime. And I'm like, you really, when a game lasts this long, even when you love it, you start to really feel the opportunity cost here. So this is my preemptive apology, like, if I happen to not get as far into this as you would have preferred or something, I'm sorry, but it's just like, It's just, it's a tough call all the time about how far to go with a particular game versus all the other games you could be doing. If I was purely motivated by views and not my quest for novelty and also wanting to like show lesser known games to my audience and so on, I would just play Hades and this wouldn't be a choice, because Hades just it gets Zelda numbers, like it just does really well. And I could clearly just keep playing this game for like another 100 episodes if all I cared about was views. But that's not what I'm motivated by, at least not always. Not even that often, honestly. I'm more just like, look at those views. That's neat. Cool. So anyway, let's get back to it. Find out whether I'll be disappointing in my performance or not today, while also still weighing my options of how disappointing I'm going to be in series length terms, because I still don't know. I still don't know.
Whoa. Sounds to me like you got stuck in more ways than one gawking at a failing statue in Elysium back there. I gotta hand it to your dad. He made sure those look just as good as they stab any intruders like yourself.
Intruders in Elysium, I swear.
I feel like he said that a little weird. He's like the phrasing would be more like, he made sure those look just as good, stabbing any intruder. He kind of like sped through the line with no like emphasis of like which part he was even leaning on. I have 9 ambrosia. I think I still haven't been able to use a single one, right? Like it's actually kind of getting frustrating. It's a whole mechanic I've never been able to engage with, but I feel like I started getting them at like the beginning of the game.
Hey, listen a moment, lad. I require your discretion with regards to whom we spoke about last time. The Shade you met with in Elysium.
I understand. What can I do about this, sir? There must be something. But you have to let me know what's going on.
Simply put, he is the reason that I'm here. Patroclus lost his life before I did, because of me. I shortly followed, in a rage. When I arrived here, I received a hero's welcome. Your father himself ushered me to Elysium. But that's not what I wanted.
You wanted to see Patroclus, but he's in Elysium while you... Oh no.
I signed a pact, lad. Felt the terms were good enough. He could live there, while I'd live here, at least for now. Such deals are most uncommon, and their confidentiality must be upheld. But let's speak no more of this for now, all right?
Oops.
All right.
I think it just said some other time lad or something. I didn't mean... Yeah. Sometimes I just reflexively press A when somebody pauses for way too long.
Hydra shall grow back, boy.
Yeah, I know. I've killed the Hydra like 20 times. The Hydra's not a very good boss for stopping me. Daddy. I do feel like I had a weird experience with the difficulty curve of this game, in that I pretty much immediately got to Elysium, which is the third of 4 worlds total in the game. Like, I don't think it's that weird for the first world to not really be much of an obstacle to the player, but man, the lava world has never really been much of an obstacle to me. I think, like, I died somewhere in the first 2 levels, like, on my first run, when I was still figuring out, like, what buttons do and things. And that's, like, it, I think. I don't know if I've died a single time before World 3 in the rest of the playthrough, which, I don't know, might speak something to the... That might speak something to, like, some element of, like, that you could criticize about the design of this game a little bit. It's like, it might be a little iffy how the difficulty just isn't that even, maybe, but that might just be specifically how well I took to the game, so I'm not really, like, attached to that idea. I'm just kind of thinking about that a bit. The, one thing I do kind of wish is for people like me, or just people that just, I don't know, just different playstyles. This game, I feel like, could almost use a Darkest Dungeon style mode. I haven't played it because I only played the original Darkest Dungeon, like early access original. And what I know is that as they kept updating it, the game kept getting more and more pacing problems. It kept getting longer and longer and demanding, eventually, literally hundreds of hours of your time in order to really get anywhere. But then they added like a a light mode or a radiance mode or whatever the hell it was called. That was like an abridged version of the game where just the pacing of the progression just kind of went faster. It just kind of really straightforwardly made the whole game proceed more quickly. And I kind of feel like for people that aren't like diehard roguelike fans and don't want to necessarily play this game for 100 hours, for example, it wouldn't hurt to maybe have a somewhat faster pace for some of this stuff. Because I do kind of feel like I've put enough time in now that it feels like we should be nearing the end. And so it's kind of a bummer when you look at the relationship stuff with all these different characters, and it's like how much progress there still is to be made with this stuff, and like in order to see like what is presumably like the storylines you would be able to experience from those characters as a result of proceeding with that stuff. Like the sheer amount of time and effort that goes into that, and how time consuming that experience gets, it's just kind of a bummer, you know? That like that is like out of the reach of so many players unless they want to fully commit to a game where, to be frank, the core gameplay of this game is largely divorced from that narrative. There's kind of an iffy thing. This is going to be we're just having a long intro episode at this point, which I'm just committing at this point. Let's just talk, guys. So Pyre, their previous game, comes up in conversation a lot from me in regards to games that really do an incredible job at mixing narrative and gameplay and having them complement each other and actually involve each other directly, as opposed to having the two kind of be things you just switch back and forth between. I view Pyre and Papers, Please as two of the best versions of that idea ever, properly melding narrative and gameplay in a way that, frankly, most games don't even try. Like most games, it really is, there's a combat system with like looting and progression, and then there's people who talk to you, and the two of them have almost nothing to do with each other. And so if you view that, if you view progress amongst that direction as a quality, then in a way Hades is a regression on that. It's not necessarily what they valued in the first place or what their point was, so I'm not saying that they made a mistake or anything, or this game is worse in any other way than just specifically if you decide to value it amongst that axis. But they've always experimented with how to mix narrative and gameplay, or how they should do things a bit. Because like these guys made Bastion, and Bastion was a game where that was weird. Like it was a fully voiced narrator that commented over the entire game and would actually have adaptive things that happened based on your behaviors. And I think that game came out like well before Stanley Parable even did, which was also a game that riffed on that particular idea. And then in Pyre, they did that incredible job of having that party of characters that you cared about, and you developed their stories, and you found out about the world above and why they're in exile and what they have to gain or lose from getting out of exile or staying here and so on, and you have all these motivations. But then you ultimately still have to play the rights, and you have to earn their redemption. And it's like this, and it's such a mix of things where it's like you want to redeem these certain characters and help them escape back to the normal world. But in doing so, you are saying goodbye to a character you might like, and you're saying goodbye to a character that's probably good at winning rights because you used them in the match that you won. So you value them as a party member because you need them to win the matches, to keep winning the matches, to keep freeing people. So you have this dilemma of like, do I get rid of this person even though it means I'll never see them again? Like you just won't see them again ever. And they're gone, and you have to be okay with that. But also, you can't use them anymore in gameplay, so you have to get used to all of these like characters you've been so far neglecting. Essentially, like the mix of narrative and gameplay in that game is so fucking fascinating that they can and should teach courses on how that game works and how fucking clever it is. And it's why it's still my favorite Supergiant game. And on top of that, you have to earn it. So it's not even a choice. So it's like all these fucking branching storylines in Telltale games and Life is Strange and RPGs and so on. Those are still choices. But Pyre was choice and execution because you had to actually earn the choice you were trying to make. You could fail you could fail a major rite and have the enemy team have their person get to go leave exile and go back to this normal society, and that could happen because you were merciful and chose to let them win at the cost of your own people, or because they beat you. And both are equally valid, and the game keeps going, and there is no fail state where they're like, oh, try it again. It's not like Lara Croft swinging on a rope in a collapsing temple, and they're like, press X and then A during this cutscene. Oh, you fucked up. Oh, start it over. Press X then A, and they'll just keep looping until you do it right. It's like, no, the story continues, and your failures are canon. The game's incredible. On that aspect, like the problem with wanting to finish the narratives of this game is that you ultimately have to just keep playing the roguelike in order to do that. And it's not that like the roguelike is bad, it's interesting and engaging, but if your goal is just to finish the story because you just want to wrap up the story because you feel like you've played this game long enough and it's kind of wearing out its welcome or so on, and you don't necessarily want to do like the Northern Lion playing Binding of Isaac thing where you play it for literally months and years on end and obsess over it for an insane amount of time and so on, but you still want to, like, you know, you still want to finish the story. Like that conflict can be a little rough. And it's not an easy thing that has easy solutions. It kind of would just require a toggle, like an option of what kind of playstyle you want. Because people who are in for the long haul would appreciate having that trickle of new stuff that happens constantly at the hub and with the characters as they're committed to playing the game for a very, very long time. But for players that don't necessarily want to go there, they're like Supergiant fans that want to see how their story and gameplay goes, but they don't necessarily want to play roguelikes forever because they've never made a roguelike before, then like it could do with an option where things kind of speed up a bit for those people, which is kind of me. That's both because I don't like roguelikes that much and because I'm a Let's Player that wants to do a reasonably length series instead of one that lasts an incredibly long time. So I'm kind of double motivated for two different reasons for like why this might be interesting. Because yeah, it's at some point I feel like eventually it should be a thing like Monster Hunter where you finish the story and it's now like, okay, I am just going on in this game forever and ever and ever because I'm just self-motivated that I want to experiment with this build, and I want to experiment with this build, and I want to experiment with this build, and oh man, let's try this heat level, let's turn on 75 of these fucking skulls and I'm gonna beat it all. Like that at some point that should be your motivation instead of just grinding forward continuously just to make the next narrative beats happen because you want to max out a relationship meter with this or that character via a currency that rarely drops, but otherwise that relationship has little to do with the gameplay itself. Like that's kind of like those two things kind of the longer the game goes on, the more those things kind of come in conflict with each other. And I know I'm not crazy or alone here because I read the comments and the tweets and the so on and the Discord messages, and you get people that are like, oh yeah, at some point in the late game I just started dying on purpose over and over again to progress the story. Like people would be like, okay, I got this many of that thing and that with that character, blah blah blah, and like they would just start intentionally failing runs, by which means they're rejecting the gameplay as a concept basically, just to continue the story. And it's like, okay, like I could definitely hand it to them that they tried something really crazy and different, and this game is obviously wildly successful and a lot of people love it and so on, and I like it. I don't really have massive problems with the game, but I also would like to end it on a good note, and I'm bummed out by being kind of trapped by this concept where I can either my only two options are to play the game for an incredibly long time or to just stop and just accept this like lack of closure where a bunch of stuff just doesn't get resolved and I don't get to see where that particular storyline goes ultimately. And I'm like, but I played it longer than like many RPGs I've played. Please let me see the endings. It's like it's a I don't know, it's a mixed bag. This is like it's a I don't know. I guess this does all qualify as like criticism and critique. It's just not necessarily me condemning the game. It's just I have conflicted feelings about it. I still like this game a lot more than Transistor. That's like if we're gonna dunk on any fucking Supergiant game, it's Transistor, which is a game I still like. I love the art and the story and the presentation, but that one had of the 4 games, I probably had the least out of the story, but also by far the least out of the gameplay. And I know some people love that game, but I did not think it was the best. Especially since its punishment system was to rip parts of your build away, which sometimes just meant your whole build broke and you couldn't really play the game. And I was just like, see, you say you encourage experimentation, but the damage system makes me lose my abilities, which if I was planning around any kind of synergy means my whole character broke, and now the game's not fun. So does it encourage experimentation? Also, the game was kind of they had the opposite problem with this game, where that game was so short that its complicated systems didn't really have a chance to really go anywhere. Like Bastion it had replay value because I did play it twice immediately, but Bastion wasn't that complicated. So you could just feel like you got a pretty good experience out of it in one playthrough. But Pyre, its complexity felt designed for a longer playthrough than the game allowed. Kind of like I always hear this about, like, Wonderful 101 was a game supposedly that, like, people will unironically say that, like, it gets good in your, like, second or third playthrough, and it's like, what? but the game's just so weird and complex and different, but also short, and it's like you have to, like, play the whole game multiple times to get used to what the game's even like. Some games are fucking weird, man. But no, Pyre was meaty and it didn't overstay its welcome, and I was fully engaged the whole time. And this one is like, it's like slightly off that bullseye again. But like, that's a really specific bullseye. That's like, I put Pyre on a shelf that like very few games go on. Whereas this one's just gonna have to settle for being a Supergiant game. Oh man, what a bummer.
I mean, old father's nice to you at least, isn't he, boy?
How you doing, Cerberus?
Welcome home, boy. You're late for dinner. Or breakfast, or whatever blasted meal's next.
That's all right, father. I'm not feeling very hungry at the moment.
I've asked repeatedly for the construction of a sundial, but every time they tell me no. Can you believe it? Your impertinence with me inspires all.
I have questions. I was gonna say, like, you've been here for so long you don't know what meals are coming? Like, you don't have any kind of rhythm or timekeeping system at all? Like, you kind of run this place. That's just kind of surprising. But at the same time, you're like, you're asking for a sundial? Don't you need the sun for that? Like, how do you... I think it's called the Underworld for a reason. Is it? I don't think the Underworld is like just a valley, or is it? Is this just a valley that's open to the sun above, but it's just really deep, and that's why it's called the Underworld? Because I don't think you got sunlight. Even a valley would have sunlight problems. No, you're asking. Maybe they're saying no to you because you're asking them to invent a clock from scratch. And they don't know what that is.
Pray tell me something, Zagreus. How is she lately, Eurydice, I mean. Her hair, fall colors or full bloom. Her poise, as proud and supple as the oak.
She's all right, Orpheus. Seems comfortable within her little place in Asphodel. The only thing that seems to bother her at all is when I mention you. Is there nothing you can do to patch things up?
Alas, I cannot change the past, my friend. So no. As you can plainly see by now, I'm dead to her. Rightfully so, at that.
But that's just a technicality. I mean, you're here, she's there. So what if you're not breathing anymore? You have all eternity ahead of you. Don't you want to see her again?
Don't I want to see my Eurydice again? Why, yes. That more than anything, my friend. Provided she wanted to see me. I tried once to disturb her everlasting rest, as you well know, and that did not pan out as I had hoped.
You're not making this easy, Orpheus.
Well, I think Eurydice is technically the one making it not easy at this point, although she might not be wrong to do so.
Fish.
How are we doing on that?
Trade you these horrid things.
No. But I want nectar.
We got off on the wrong foot from the start. Just what happens when you're born of Titan blood, I guess. It's for the best we haven't crossed paths much since.
But they're your sisters. I mean, they're family. You must have something in common, some way of, I don't know, seeing eye to eye?
You're more my sister than they are to me, Dusa. I don't always agree with Lord Hades, but I'm thankful that they're not permitted in this house.
Hey, look, I understand. I really do.
The other two are specifically not allowed here? Oh. That's interesting. She acts like they don't cross paths much. I wonder if my rapid progression through the game with having the heat levels already going on and so on and beating it relatively quickly might be resulting in a contradiction here, because I feel like most of my boss fights are multiple Fury sisters now. Seems pretty common. Let's see, let's remind ourselves what the cost is of nectar.
What's in stock?
5 keys. I only have 2 keys. But keys are 10 gems. I could buy a lot of those. So I can get... If I gave up on gems, I could get 6 nectar and just dole those shits out.
Prices are a little steep there, I must say.
So the question is, how badly do I want a better Infernal Trove, since that's the sitch port music? Sad I spent a diamond on that. Is a sundial here? Minoan mosaic. I don't see anything about a sundial. I suppose I should just commit to this, right? We're not that far off. And then I can just start pouring. I have a big pile of gems, and it's just so tempting to turn them all into nectar, because that seems to be like the big choke point here. And I do want to. I want to spend my ambrosias.
Poor me.
Oops, I meant to press B. Boo! Nintendo games, you're poisoning my brain. Oh my god, now it's flipping. Don't do this to me. I'm gonna start pressing the opposite buttons on every game. I'll still be wrong during Nintendo, but also all the non-Nintendo games. I'll be pressing the backwards buttons anyway. Of course.
It's never bedtime here.
What does that even mean? Sir?
Another prophecy.
Which one's new? Dark Reflections. The son of the god did break free from the realm when he was born, while influenced by the many talents revealed to him by the mirror of night. That's weird. 8 Titans blood, Jesus. This one's a little annoying, I would say, but it's really high value, so maybe I should. They're just saying go to the mirror and flip them all to the opposite setting, basically. Like, basically, right? And then you get a whole bunch of those. So it's definitely tempting. Let's see, I've done it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I need to do it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Because I have done both of some of them. Specifically, yeah, Death Defiance and Stubborn Defiance. I've used both versions of that. Yeah, Fated Authority and Fated Persuasion. Are those different settings? Oh my god, I'm pressing B when it says to say A. Yeah, we're done with keys, kind of. Till they come up somewhere else. And are all of these on yet? Fated authority. Randomly alter the rewards next chamber. It gives me 1 fated authority. The Will of Charon one. Okay, so I was tempted, but no, we don't need to go diving into that right now because I can't even afford the bottom option yet in either version. So I need 1500 darkness just to try to unlock that because I need to unlock both versions of the other one, which sucks. But also I want this darkness.
Phew, felt that.
That might legitimately be a thing I never unlock, actually. What an amount to save.
Pal, thanks again for that nectar bottle from before. Stuff just goes right through me like you won't believe. Though I hope you're not going around giving that stuff away to every bozo you know.
What, Skelly, you worry something bad is going to happen if I express a bit of generosity from time to time through our somewhat illicit gift-giving custom around here?
No, I'm worried you'll be wasting your time. If you give that stuff away, don't expect to get anything back. Well, not after the first time, anyway. Usually. I'm just saying, don't get your hopes up.
Maybe I just want to show thanks to my friends for its own sake.
Sure.
I'll have you know, Skelly bro, that there's a little heart meter that fills up, which means it does some... Ooh. Oh my god, my brain's ruined. Oh my god. My brain is ruined. Like, the other 3 games on my schedule right now are Zelda on the Super Nintendo via the Wii U, Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch, and Star Fox on the GameCube. I'm playing 3 different games on Nintendo platforms, and they've finally broken my brain. So I walk up to here to press, and I press A, which is because that's where A is on Nintendo. I'm losing my fucking mind here, man.
Infernal Forge created you.
It finally broke me. Have I ever upgraded this one, really? I upgraded this one a little bit, it looks like. Aspect of Zeus. Your special deals rapid damage returning on command. Ooh, I do like that one. Yeah, I remember that one now. That's when you send out and it keeps doing stuff, and it's a really fun idea. After Bull Rush, your next special throws multiple shields. That's just a weird sounding one. You charge around all the time, which is obviously powerful, and then you just do a crazy, like, spread shot. Whereas this one's just meant to make your base attack stronger. Does it says attack and dash strike? Does that include Bull Rush? Because if you take it only literally, it sounds like it wouldn't technically count Bull Rush. The downside of throwing a bunch of shields is that I think you still need to wait for your shield to come back to you, which leaves you vulnerable, which is you voluntarily throwing away the bonus you have in the first place. Let's try something, though.
Grant me the aspect of chaos.
Oh, you have to level it up a lot. It starts off as just 1 bonus shield, which is just so low that it feels pointless.
Your secrets. Power beyond time.
I don't like how much I'm investing here. The next one's 4. Should I just settle for 3 bonus shields? Call it a day? Did they ever say how to unlock these things at the bottom? I don't think they do. Let's stop there. The next one costs 4, and that's just... I'll be down to only 5 then. Investing in just here like crazy.
Alright.
Get the feeling I'm being watched.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Whoa, yeah.
Whoa. 15. 92. Get that chain attack backstab going. Let them go. Let's see, did we verify that they bounce still? Not necessarily. Is there a specific one that counts as my real shield, and the other ones... Some of them seem to be consumed on impact. Yeah, that one disappeared. They look different from each other? Yes, they do, actually. Yeah. Yeah, you can actually notice that one of them has the gold outline still, and the other ones just look like purple clouds. So the purple clouds are just projectiles. They seem to, like, if they hit nothing, they seem to return to me to hopefully hit something on the way back, but if they hit anything, they seem to be consumed. Whereas the one real shield bounces back immediately. At least I think. It's a lot to visually track at once, obviously. God, what do I think would be good for a spread shot projectile? Hitting a bunch of different enemies at the same time. The danger here is I'm like a little tempted to go for Zeus again, aren't I? Just because it's like, oh yeah, you wanna make a bunch of contacts, right? Well, that's a bunch of lightning bolts that go crazy everywhere. Definitely want some kind of, not necessarily a stacking effect, because we're not necessarily hitting the same guy over and over again, but something where it would benefit to hit a bunch of people with it. Demeter is just slow. Dionysus is a poison you want to stack, and we're not necessarily doing stacking here. Artemis can help those things crit, and she could have like little arrows flying out at everybody, which I think if you're hitting... The Artemis arrow based on hitting somebody or casting something? So is it 1 arrow or 5 arrows? Ares inflicts doom, so you're like spreading that doom to as many people as fast as possible by having a spread shot, which is nice. But that wouldn't be amazing for boss fights. In general, a spread shot feels better for clearing all the rooms up to the boss than the actual boss. Aphrodite inflicts weakness. Other effects. With Athena, you could add deflect to your special, I think. Be funny. Poseidon could have a crazy amount of knockback, then give the Riptide or whatever it's called, the bad effect he adds to that stuff. I might go for Aphrodite because I think she might have the strongest... She might have the highest numbers, and then the effect that you're spreading between everybody might benefit from other people. I don't know. It's a bunch of guesswork. I'm usually trying a build that I've never done before, and you can always be surprised by what does and doesn't pay off as you go. And then 3 measures 3, yeah. You never know what's going to happen as a result. And even if you plan, as we've seen before, I could just get
extra work for those bounties.
Get completely fucked on what I was hoping for.
What exactly is it, boy, that makes you feel entitled to show me such disrespect? You dare not say such things to Nyx.
Are they supposed to be like a list of my sins?
Aphrodite.
Those things are like infrequent enough that I'm not entirely sure what that little interstitial is. It doesn't always happen.
My loveliest of blessings is reserved only for those who've earned my deepest adoration. So congratulations, love. And here you go.
Ooh.
I mean, that's pretty good. Just immediately get the special. It immediately does more than double damage. Not the best situation, immediately facing somebody that there's no crowd to do my thing to. Oh my god, I'm gonna keep dashing into doors today.
More ringers.
What's up? Whoa! When you're directly behind them, the shotgun blast just makes them get hit by everything at once. Zeus and Palm. Palm would be good because I can immediately make my Aphrodite power stronger, which is going to be the primary attack of the whole thing. But like, getting Zeus started might not hurt. Aphrodite Zeus could be okay. Then I'm inflicting weak, but I'm also inflicting weak and jolted, and I'm having a chain lightning come from my multi-target attack, just causing chaos. That's the wrong one. Your God gauge charges up automatically, but it's capped at 25%. Auto God? Huh. That's interesting. It's new at least, so that's one incentive to get it, I guess. So basically, you commit to being able to, you commit to not ever getting to use your super duper full meter God gauge ever again. But you get to spam it like too often. Like that's... Wow. Your God gauge goes up by 1% every 0.2 seconds. So that's 5% per second? Doesn't that mean you can use the God gauge attack every 5 seconds? What the fuck? Oh my god. I think that would be frequent enough to make up for it not ever being a full meter. Like, am I reading that right? Like 1% auto gauge gain every 0.2 seconds. That should be full in 5 seconds, yeah. That's really common. Like you could do, I think that Aphrodite has a high damage attack, but maybe you'd want a different god entirely. Hell, even if it's like Athena or something, like a big homing arrow that does good damage every 5 seconds, and you just keep peppering that in, would be great boss damage. Almost anything would be good boss damage. I don't like Zeus's because you don't really aim it, and you don't really like get a sense for it. You don't have a really precise idea of like where you're supposed to stand, or how close you have to be for it to hit the person you want to, or even if it will, because it like stubbornly will hit whoever it feels like, which I guess fits Zeus or something. All right, let's go for that extreme. Oh, I should double check what I have to pick to qualify for that, just to make sure I get off on the right foot by picking the right Zeus ability to qualify for it immediately, because this could be that could be the thing that defines this playthrough even more than my weapon choice. Okay, let's check again. Oops. Lightning strike, thunder dash, thunder flourish, electric shot, Zeus's aid. Strike, flourish, shot, dash, aid. Strike, dash, flourish. Yeah. So that's anything that fills one of my primary abilities. I'd probably get like a Zeus cast or something. God damn it.
My good sister Demeter already tried to poison you against me, as I understand, young man. Oh, foster sister, she prefers, I say, loath as she is to accept her role as part of our great family.
Attack amidst chain lightning. A cast is a burst of chain. All right. It's funny, my initial thought of mixing Aphrodite and Zeus was based on the idea of adding Zeus to chain lightning to my spread shot, but that was obviously never going to happen because that's not how this works. I already put Aphrodite on there, so that was a silly thought. I don't think I want to use his call, because I don't know if I like his call very much. So probably attack, right? Because I'm... That should include... I don't know, it could be my cast. It's definitely kind of strong, at least. I'm kind of torn between those two, I guess. Because peppering in that every now and then wouldn't hurt. But if it's on my attack, it might apply to my bull rush. But it's only 10 lightning damage, which also just kind of is just disappointing. It doesn't increase my base damage of my attack even. It just adds 10 lightning damage to it, which admittedly chains, but not incredible. Let's go for the cast. I believe I'm correct, but I'm paranoid. Yeah, and it just says one of the following. So I already qualify for the duo to show up, and having that throughout the playthrough would be really fun. But I do need to figure out whose cast I want for it to be. Maybe Aphrodite's? I don't remember if Aphrodite always does damage, or if it's just the full meter version of it. Because it defaults to being a mind control, which is interesting at times, but not incredible for bosses where it doesn't work at all.
Right there.
Definitely starting to feel mean here. Ooh. 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 More Aphrodite versus a Chaos Spoon. Hmm. I always feel like I'm passing something up by not taking a Chaos Boon. But my build... I'm gonna act out of character for once. Oh, immediately regretting it. Maybe I'm biased because it feels like it ruined my last run doing a Chaos Boon. Sure, there's a risk reward, but I almost never have to face the risk of, and almost always get the reward. God damn it.
In the name of Hades.
Why couldn't everyone in gaming just agree on what the confirmation and cancel buttons are? Please. Ooh. Reduce damage you get from foes just in general. Or add to my attack, making it also an Aphrodite move. Does weak stack? Huh. I mean, it's hard to... The usefulness of the other stuff's a little ambiguous, but it's really easy to just be like, oh, yeah. Reduce damage for the whole playthrough is a pretty clean thing to want. Should be able to afford anything, so... Money, right? Unless I want to steal from Charon again? Does it always happen? I might be wasting this. Oh, the borrow option's gone. I didn't know it would go away. Damn it. I kind of wasted... I just wasted a room. I could have gotten money instead. I thought that was going to be a thing now. Oh well.
Just on a little break.
Hello, sir.
I have never seen you actually push said boulder, and it is always down here, so... I mean, there is evidence on the stairs, but otherwise I do find myself questioning you.
You keep your chin up, Prince.
Darkness. I could probably use money this run to make up for my mistake.
Cheers, mate.
Dionysus. Would I want his call? That's the one that inflicts a bunch of poison. It's around his feet though, right? Which is kind of annoying.
Come try to sneak.
Ah! Rude. Ah, he attacks immediately. What is this trick? Rude.
You stab me, I stab you.
One of the attacks I charged him, he teleported out of the way, only to just teleport back to where exactly he was in the first place and attack me again. So he only blinked out of existence long enough to not get hit. Dick.
Hey again as ever, Zag. Now you keep at it like you have been, and I bet we'll all be hanging out up here in no time flat. I'm with you all the way.
Ooh, bonus damage per fountain. Ooh, yeah. That's a rare one that's really good to get. That definitely seems worth it. Are they normally that shiny? Is that unusual? I feel like they're somehow glowing more than normal. Maybe I'm insane. I was in the middle of calculating, like, do I want to do the aid? Because I think the idea is that it inflicts... I think it re-inflicts Dionysus's poison over and over again for that 1.5 seconds, so they end up with multiple stacks, so they end up taking a lot of damage overall. It's a little unclear because it takes some time to figure out how much, and even then it's a little weird, but I don't know. But then I saw that effect, it's like, okay, that's just a passive increase, and I don't think I've ever gotten to get that this early. So I have it in World 1, so by the time I get to the boss, I will have increased my damage by that much. It doesn't say the value anymore. I think it was like 4%. I'll get that value at least 4 times before the boss fight, plus every bonus fountain that might show up along the way.
Fishing time then. Fish.
Still got it. Nectar. Stop it. Stop it. Wow. Wow, it's actually kind of not worth it to use my weapon's modifier here sometimes. Just the base damage on the bouncy shield is so high that the extra step doesn't actually accomplish much. Oh, maybe it's glowing because of the bonus thing where it does 2 things. Different league +1. Hey! 4% more damage reduction. That's a significant increase. Yeah, it's probably glowing because of the construction upgrades I have, where if you get a item that affects the hub world stuff, it also gives me a thing for this world, which is nice to have. Yep. That looks normal, but that's all glowy. Gotcha, gotcha. That one gives me keys, but it's bonus keys, so it'll be at least 2 keys. But my goal is gems, but I have no modifier to help me get gems, so it'll be such a shitty amount of gems. Eh. And this will also help this run. Mixed up my buttons for a second there, but we're good now. Nope. Ow! Damn. That did some damage, jeez. Oh, there we go. I just had to dash through them and they'd all come back. 2 keys and a Fated Authority. Probably worth better than 6 gems. I mean, obviously, that's... Can't really compare Fated Authorities to gems, because only one of them oh my god! The choice here. A Daedalus hammer or 2 god boons. You hate to see it. That is not the choice you want to have up. Oh. Increased rarity also. That's some solid shit right there.
Time to pick sides.
Increased rarity. I guess we'll pick up the Dionysus one? Because if I pick the Aphrodite one, it might give me the duo boon, which has a fixed rarity, so it'd waste my bonus. That's my logic right now.
Hey, cheers, man.
An epic one. 15% less damage on low health. Dash causes a hangover. So for 4 seconds, whoever I dashed into takes that much damage. Jeez. That's not nothing. I was tempted to get the damage reduction, but every 0.5 seconds for 4 seconds. That's a lot. It's 6 times 8, so it's like what, 48? Yeah, it's like 48 stacked damage on top of everything else. That's a boss killer. Helps with them. And even better if you can get it to stack, but who knows.
To my health.
Sometimes I think that you're quite different than most all the others here, darling. And then you go and do something like this.
What, are you used to being rejected? I thought you're Aphrodite. If anything, rejecting you should make me pretty different, unless you're not very good at being Aphrodite. Ow, what hit me? What hit me? Ah! Oh, there's a heart chasing me. Fuck. Also, I have lightning. I've never done it yet. There's my lightning. Ow. I didn't know that. I'd never seen the heart before. This was news to me. Ow! Fuck! Oh, man. This is an all-new problem that I didn't know existed in this game. Oh, are they casting hearts at me? Because I've... Oh! That was... Wow, I almost died. I thought there was one heart chasing me continuously that I had to run from, and I kept losing track of where it was, but I think it was because... I think one of the things they were doing was casting hearts over and over again, which is why I kept losing track of where the heart was. Fuck.
Love and jealousy go hand in hand, don't they, dearest? Although the former is much more pleasant, isn't it?
Oh my god, an even stronger version. A heroic version of Heartbreak Strike. Dash sucks. Weak effects are more potent. So the people will do 42% less damage instead of 30% less damage. But 119% damage bonus. That's a pretty strong modifier. And we still get the benefit from the increased rarity, because what happened is if you replace an ability, it goes up a rarity. And Drunken Strike is purple because I got the increased rarity on Dionysus. So this is stacking to the next tier of being even higher rarity. Still not a duo boon, but definitely a thing. The problem is I don't know how the math works out here. I don't know if this is actually better than the other one is or not. Like, oh, 119% bonus damage, sure. Compared to what base damage exactly? Oh, that's not available here. Okay. But also weak being stronger is also really good. But that could show up again while this one Won't be this strong again, probably.
A worthy exchange.
Not always easy choices. Darkness.
You shall pay for that.
It'll be easier this time because there won't be an evil heart chasing me. I'm really missing.
Back to the lowest depths with them.
I'm flubbing some throws where I accidentally throw them off in a completely different angle when I move too fast. Hey! Yeah, now I'm healed. It was bonus darkness and it turned into healing, so that worked out for me. Yeah, I think people underestimate how many healing opportunities come from darkness and how many different ways darkness gets delivered to you in this game. Because people will argue in favor of the really slow trickle of health that the other ability gives, but it's like, they say it's mathematically higher, and I'm like, one, I don't think that that math actually works out, because you might be not counting the sheer number of ways you get darkness, but also, an important element of it is that you get control over stuff. If you're getting the health per room, which caps at like what, like 3? Which is just slow? Like it's like, I think it essentially fills up like 1 health bar per playthrough essentially, and that's like it. And it doesn't scale with your health either. The problem with that is whenever your health goes lower, you can't make choices to heal via that mechanic. It's just going to slowly trickle in. It trickles in just as much when you're low on health as it does when you're full on health, and none of it's applying because you're full on health. But when you have the darkness skill that heals you from darkness, that means on top of seeking healing options, you can also seek darkness options, which sometimes they're both available, sometimes only one of them is available. So you're increasing the number of times you have the choices you could make, such as that trove, for example, to heal. That could be a healing trove or a darkness trove. Both of those options heal me. And it's a lot of healing. Like when it gives me 100 darkness, that so quickly outclasses. That's like an entire world of slowly going from room to room and getting a trickle of health from that other skill. And there's so many other darkness options. It's just, I feel like it's just an easy choice. Palm or money? We could be snowballing our cash a bit at this point in the game. It might be worth it. I feel like I might want to save my Fated Authority for re-rolling a skull door, because there's higher rewards, so re-rolling said rewards if the option is bad has a higher reward because it'll have a skull, which means that I'll get more of it. So it'll be more of a clutch choice. But it's always going to be a mechanic I'm kind of uncomfortable with, because it's a dice roll upon a dice roll upon a dice roll. And so you're at best rolling for a better option from a thing that you still don't have control over before or after the roll. And you can't go back if you don't like what it switched into. So it's always going to be a risk. Ooh. I'm not desperate for spending money yet. And that's another Aphrodite, so why not? Just... Oh my god. Are you like my 4th or 5th Aphrodite? That's a lot. In the first world. I guess you could say that I'm in love.
My lady Aphrodite, if not for our acquaintance, I'm certain that my days or nights would be much drearier indeed.
Why, dearest, such a wonderfully thoughtful gift for me. I love it, and I would be lying if I said you shouldn't have.
What an emotional arc we've had today. Just infinite Aphrodites, and then I chose somebody else over her. Ah, scorned. But then I replaced his gift with hers. And then I'm giving her a gift as an apology, and blah 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 blah.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Oh. Your call fires a projectile that inflicts charm. Max gauge bonus 2,500 damage. Damn it. So this one doesn't do damage until you have a full meter, but it'll only be 25% meter, so I'll never get that. It'll only do charm. I definitely... Well, it could be funny inflicting charm every 5 seconds against random enemies. I would definitely want to... if I'm gonna have a spammable call, I'm gonna want that spammable call to be usable against bosses, and charm doesn't work on bosses. But normally the 2,500 damage makes up for that, but I'm giving that up. So let's make weak more potent. 45% reduced damage from enemies. That works on bosses. So as long as I'm peppering in attacks from either of my main attacks, both this and this and this, all of those make my enemies do 45% less damage to me. That's some good shit. It just means I have to be aggressive enough to always keep the buff up. Otherwise, if 4 seconds pass, they're going to suddenly be doing twice as much damage as they were a second ago. And that's scary.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting, ladies.
Your weapon's looking rather dull there, Zagreus.
It's a shield.
Great Daedalus decided not to grace you with his gifts this time around.
It's a shield.
Now that you mention it, he hasn't, no. Though I'm prepared to say I don't need special augmentations to get past you.
Oh, we can put that to the test right now. Just remember, you need all the help you can get.
I win these fights, and you keep getting help, so... Ow. Whatever makes you feel better, I guess. Oh, God. Ow.
I'm empty.
Yep. Yep.
Can't do that.
Am I even hitting her with my skill? It's kind of an awkward fit, isn't it? Ow. Ah, she's invulnerable again. Room's covered in poopy.
Not yet.
Ow.
I'm empty.
Okay, I can't see. Ow, I got hit twice there? That sucks. Yeah, it's kind of hard to hit the spread shot against her when she's that small. There we go.
Be seeing you around.
I didn't take that much damage for a while, but then I did, and I'm a little bummed out about that. But it's only my pride, because it's going to heal right now. Not now, but now. In a moment. Give it a bit. There it goes.
You're not permitted to leave, Tartarus.
Off to Asphodel.
You're telling me that now. Damn, drat, dango, sorry, aw, dang, I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to leave Tartarus. Someone should have told me that,
Should I change things up?
20 times ago. I guess, yeah. Keep the Zeus flowing, right? Unless there's somebody I want. Is there like a specific call I would like? Like maybe Artemis for her Seeking Arrow might be a fun ult to spam every 5 seconds. It's very direct. Yeah, maybe I'll go for that one. Zeus will happen anyway.
Okay.
I don't need to be committed that hard to better Zeus. Don't really need any of those.
Broke out of Tartarus.
So let's get back to it.
Made it to Asphodel.
That's not money. Those candles are just weirdly gold. But they're not full of money the way I thought they might be. Oh god! Meant to walk onto it.
Slam dancers.
Spread shot.
Nearly made it.
I will explode on you in my finest hours. I don't remember the final hours? I don't know. 6 at a time is so slow to get to 500. Are we sure we're committed to this? Are we sure we don't want to just throw all my shit at... Oh, it's useless. Well, it's not useless. It'd be really hard for me to lose health here. I might as well get my 9 health back that I lost because I walked into fire earlier, I think. Good. Good.
Ah, that's enough.
Mine.
Ooh. Ooh, a nectar. That was a significantly better reward than I was expecting. Thank you. Money or palm. I keep picking money, but I have a lot of money now. I should probably pick a palm before I stupidly end up coming back and like spending said money on a palm later in the game. Maybe just get the palm when you can, buddy. Whoop. Oh, my favorite. What an awkward enemy to fight with this setup. Oh, he exploded. Oh, he exploded. Look at him exploding.
A palm of power.
Ooh.
Delicious.
More attack damage, more special damage. I mean, that's kind of an obvious one, isn't it? That is like the thing. That is what we're hoping for. Like the chilled bass guitar into your rim. Yeah, awkward enemy to fight with this weapon setup. Two enemies that are basically non-existent whenever they're not attacking. Like one goes underground and one goes into the air. Both are bad news for me. Yeah, this is a double reward. Let's stockpile money, I guess, until I regret it because I have too much money. A thing that happens sometimes. Or I die with it unspent. A thing that also happens. I'm very good at this. Yeah, definitely starting to feel the downsides of this spec whenever there aren't enough enemies to actually hit with it. You're firing this thing off, but it's like only one of the projectiles hits your target, and the other ones just fly to nowhere. And it's like, oh. But if you can do the incredibly specific thing of having your dash and in a really specific distance from the enemy, you can shotgun blast them in the back, which is nice. This is another fated authority. Because it unlocks the key to your fate. Get it? Ha! That's why it's that. I'm very smart. Special does more damage. We're doing fine. Yes, that, please. It's actually kind of a problem how I don't have any of these yet. A repeat of the last playthrough where I only had 100 health. And that didn't go well for me. Reaching Elysium with no health upgrades is actually a pretty fucked up premise.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Not yet.
That was some damage. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. What are you? This looks like it would do something, but it don't, I think. And there's that Artemis we were here for. Kind of late. Like, it took a while for you to show up. Like, we're in danger of you. We are totally in danger of that thing where I just do the whole floor without ever getting the thing I came here for. But here we are.
Barge of Death, you're here.
Hello. Stop making people invulnerable, even though it's kind of redundant to have 2 invulnerability stones in a room with 1 enemy. Oh!
Ready, Aegis?
You stood next to the explodey bit. I don't know what you're expecting. It's a hell of a plan you had there. Whoop.
I'm out. Not now.
And then everyone clapped.
Lady Artemis, I am indebted to you for the strength and cunning you have given me.
Zacharias, I don't know what to say except for the thanks.
Where are we anyway with some of these people? 3 out of, looks like at least 4 more, which is just it's a lot. It's a lot.
I think you might enjoy it on Olympus. There's a lot of feasting here, I guess, and the air is cool and crisp, and it's much brighter than it is down there. Sounds like a dream, right?
Have you been down here? Do you even have a comparison to do? Oh. Or you could just not give me the call. That's cool too. Dash strike deals more damage. I don't really use that. Your cast seeks foes. 10% chance to do critical damage. So it does... It'll be upgraded from blue to purple, and it'll end up doing 90 damage, which is good. It'll do more damage than the chain lightning currently does, but it won't chain. But it's a 10% chance to do 270 damage, which is pretty good. Or I could just get pressure points and just be like, oh yeah, crits all around, hooray. Which would be nice. I have a toss-up here between picking the thing I've never picked before, just to get it done. Or picking the thing that would actually be better for this playthrough. Because 4% of all my attacks being criticals would be good, but this is meta progression, and I don't really like weighing these two things against each other, but whoopsie. Yeah, I'm gonna regret that, aren't I? I don't know. You're supposed to pick them all once, but the problem is there's just some abilities in this game that I don't think I ever want. So I just have to rip off the band-aid one day and be like, alright, here you go, I got it. I picked it this time. It was so worth it. My dash strike, I love my dash strike. Who wouldn't want to use dash strike when you have bull rush? What a great alternative. Dash strike, cool, I love it. No, Mom, it's a great Christmas present. I love it. I'll wear it every day. I wanted a Nintendo 64. Okay. I'm gonna explode.
Not now.
Explode. Hello. Stop existing, please. Stop it. Oh, that's gonna explode. That'll do some good work towards my goal. There you go.
What do we have here? The power of the gods.
Even more special bonus. Though attack wouldn't be bad either, for obvious reasons. Ooh. It's only 2% though for reduced damage. Let's upgrade them equally. My initial charge is good damage, and that'll become even more important. That'll become even more important. One, it's already legendary, so it's great, but it'll become even more important when I fight bosses, where my special hits them less collectively. So I should be careful. Give me an infernal trove. It'd be worth it. Don't usually buy that. But troves are a pretty good source of resources. Even meta progression items like gems and darkness, much faster than you get otherwise. I don't need... Yeah, it's time for the boss fight. I don't need anything from the vendor for fighting. I might as well get Hermes, because I don't need anything from the vendor to help me fight stupid snake thing. Which admittedly I don't have great abilities for fighting. Just my normal charge mostly. I don't know. What is... If I re-roll this, what do I get? It's not gods. Hermes doesn't count amongst the gods. He's not in the same loot table. He's being compared to a shop, so I guess this could become money. Maybe a pomegranate or something. Let's just take Hermes. There's some really good ones there. Like the one that gives me money every room, please. That'd be great. There's some really good, like, there's some playthrough defining Hermes abilities, and then sometimes you just don't care about any of them.
Happy to be in the area, boss. Seeing as the mortal folk up here keep dying off, and someone's got to bring their souls down to your domain now, don't they?
10% dodge is always a good bread and butter thing if you don't like everything else. Sturdiness. Ah, 10 gold per room. Yeah, that's a lot.
Godspeed.
It's tempting. 10% dodge was still tempting. But that's gonna give me, like... a lot. Like 120 gold in the next world, but then World 4 has so many chambers. It has such a cartoonish number of chambers by comparison, especially if you just keep going. I could have so much money.
That wouldn't mess with me if I were you.
I'm empty.
Ow. Ow. This is awkward. I'm trying to figure out how to use this moveset against this guy. I'm trying to land attacks? I don't know. It feels awkward. Is any of my spread shot even landing? It looks like it just vanishes immediately. I can't tell what it's while it's doing on the fly. My god, that was some armor damage right there. And then he exploded. Well, never getting those casts back again. I don't even know where they went.
Not yet.
Alright, it does decent damage. I think this is one of those weird builds that feels better. It might be more effective than it feels. It feels incredibly awkward most of the time. I feel like I'm not necessarily even landing stuff, let alone landing it well. And yet but then you see that melt and you're like, oh god, he's just gone. Guess things are gonna be okay.
Seventh Hydra head. I'm out.
It is really unfortunate that I still haven't gotten to even experiment with the Zeus Aphrodite build that I was planning on.
Not now. I can't.
I qualified for that duo boon a whole world ago, but it's just not offering it to me. Are they all dead? Oh, they are. That Zeus cast does a lot of damage already. It doesn't really have much for modifiers either. Oh, I don't have any cast? I guess it's because they don't automatically return to me, and I just haven't been going to the right spots to pick them up again.
I'm empty. Not yet.
There we go. Took more damage than I would have liked, but I guess we're okay.
Your neck went.
And now we'll heal. Shiny.
My bounty.
And we're good again. See? Everything's fine. 657 gold. I'm fucking loaded. Got so much money. What am I gonna do? That's a really useless thing to have when they just gave me a fountain. God, I need to prioritize health upgrades now. Like, I'm in a decent place damage-wise, but I think my two priorities right now are get more health. Oh god. Oh god. We're in Elysium with 125 health again. Oh god. And then, should I get the special damage bonus? Just to try to survive Elysium? Maybe. Because that'll last me like half of Elysium, I think. If not more, because I think there's... Because each world is 12 floors, I think. And I think the ones that don't have fighting don't count as encounters, so... That'll give me a bonus of damage for a lot of Elysium that might make up for my lack of health, hopefully. Okay, so I got a... God damn it, I got Artemis, but she didn't give me... She didn't give me the cast I wanted, so we didn't get that. That sucks.
Keepsakes hold power.
But there's no longer a guaranteed Artemis boon. At this point, I feel like I need to do the Zeus one. I either need to do the Zeus one or I need to do the 50 more life one. My call is still... So Zeus is still in the cards. It's Zeus, Artemis... Yeah. Aphrodite, Dionysus. So I should probably just hope I can get the Zeus thing. I'm gonna be really sad if I get all the way to the Styx and finally get Zeus then, if at all. Just because that's such a long... That's the majority of the playthrough, not getting to experience the thing that I was hoping to do. That blows. But yeah, I need life total. Because I have to survive this whole... I have to survive this world, which is the most dangerous of the 4 worlds, and its boss, which is the second most dangerous boss. And if that boss is upgraded, so... Even if I find... Minotaur hearts here, the 2 Minotaur hearts worth I get from the collar is still worth more stacking on that.
There.
This could go bad. There's some things that work about my build, but the health is a bad. Especially since this is the world where I have the most trouble avoiding damage in many cases, because it's just chaotic. It's a tough time. That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Let's go for a reminder real quick. Artemis. The call. Okay, the call does not have a requirement. 35% crit chance. Oh my god. It's pretty nice. Okay, so I don't have to. So I do qualify for it. I do qualify for it. I'm not missing that. But like, this could be the Zeus boon I want, but this could be this could be the call that makes me. Like, I need both for it to really matter. I mean, I guess I should go for the Artemis one, right? Because getting the call means I have a call, so I can spend that at least. But a duo boon that makes my god gauge fill up faster is useless without a call. So this has better results faster, I guess. Please give it to me though. Like, Christ. Running out of time for you to give me the stuff I want, honestly. Oop. Let's mess that up somehow.
Can't do that.
Hello. Explode now. No. Butterfly's bad. Butterfly's bad. Ah! There's 2 of you. There's some damage. Oh, those nice explosives. They're so good to me until they damage me, which can oh, that was money. That one was a little sneaky because it was gold, but it was kind of like dull.
Olympus, I accept this message.
There's the call. I wish it was better than that. Not a normal quality call, but at least I have it. Yeah. Yeah. At least I have it. Okay. That's something. So now we have all of our stuff filled in. I never got a Eurydice. Oh, Eurydice is so good. I think I just never got a chance, right?
Come, heroes of Elysium, and vanquish the intruder.
I have like extra incentive to do these. Because now we know that sometimes I might get a nectar from this. I don't know if that's from specifically the health one.
Not yet. Can't do that.
No. Can't let him respawn.
I'm empty.
Shield up. Oh, God. There's no shield up because I'd thrown it. I'm very smart.
I shall deal with you later then.
Ew. Apparently took way too long on that one. It lost like 100, right? Like it was down from like a 125 to like 30 something? Shit. Or is it 20 something? I already forgot what the final amount was, but it was low. That's not what you want. But yeah, it was sloppy and shitty. ultimately this isn't the best room clearing attack, partly because, like, it's not like the discs home in on anything, so oftentimes my fan of attacks doesn't actually seem to amount to much. It doesn't seem to really hit anything a lot of the time, which makes it really disappointing as a spread shot. And I feel like the spread shot just doesn't amount to the kind of results that you might have hoped it would when I picked it. The primary benefit seems to be, like, if you can land it as a shotgun blast, then it's pretty neat. Ow.
Next.
That's enough of you. Got him. Yeah, it's a much slower regen normally with the call. It's not amazing. But every 5 seconds, that'll be something. If I'm right about how that works. Nectar. Maybe I'll have a nectar to give to Patroclus. Patty mayonnaise.
Looks clear.
Electric shot +1. That's my... Yep. That was like 70 before. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Where is it? Strong drink. So we're at 12% now. So now it's definitely going to be a 20% by the time we get to Zeus. Hades. Altar.
By the three fates.
Better. Dionysus isn't really my priority right now. I want that duo boon. Oh. Right. I should have known that was you. God, this spec might kind of suck. My ability to damage one thing that's hard to kill is shit. I'm doing so little damage. I'm focusing it. It's just really awkward. God, this sucks. Ah! I thought my shield was up. Ah, shit. Now there's too many damage sources and it's getting chaotic, which is really bad. Ah, shield guy. I want to be the shield guy. I wasted my entire call. Because if they have any armor, then you cannot damage their... Wow, I took a lot of damage there. That was a nightmare. If they have any armor, then you can't damage their health. So I used a call against somebody that had like 1 armor left. So all it did was damage that 1 armor. Alright, let's save the nectar.
Hear me on my authority.
Where's my duo boon? Come on, man. 1 more. Wow, 4 more bounces. That's good for an ult. My thing. I didn't even know that was a thing. Ooh, but jolted is good too. But 4 more bounces is good. This one's new. Oh. Well. Several things happened there. I unlocked an achievement of some kind. and my controller died. So, whoops. And here, I tell myself I probably switched my batteries too often. I feel like I'm really preempting it and switching to the other one because I have a battery charger and I switch between the two batteries I have on the fly. But apparently, this time, I really Icarus'd that shit. Okay. You.
What we were once. I wonder if it's but a falsely ringing memory of mine.
He's real. I've seen him.
I'm already dead. Oh. Here in Elysium, you have to win this stuff. So I have rarely had occasion to enjoy it. Thanks.
I'd say you earned it more than anybody else I've seen around here lately. Though I don't make the rules.
Something the matter there, stranger? Or have you come to torment me some more with idle chat?
Wow. Unnecessary.
You know Achilles, don't you, sir? You're Patroclus. Achilles serves us at my home. He trained me. He sends you his regards and love. He says to tell you he is thinking of you always.
That name. So then you've seen him, have you? In your father's house? And want me to believe he said all that? You'll forgive me if I am a little skeptical. In life, I left Achilles, and in death, he left me. We're even. And we've nothing left to say to one another now.
But that can't possibly be true. There must be some misunderstanding here. You haven't spoken since you died?
We haven't, no. And I don't think we shall. But you can humor him for me, I guess. Tell him I'm doing perfectly all right, won't you?
You're not, though. You're very unhappy right now. It's time to get super jerky. That's regular attack. 30% healing per chamber. We have 5 chambers before the boss fight. I might need the health sustain because I'm not doing great. Don't love that though. He's not happy about any of this. Oops. One of those rare games where you can double pause the game. Key or shop? It might be time for a shop. Maybe I'll find the double boon there. Disappointing.
How lovely. Dearest, your lord uncle wishes to address you from our mountaintop. Although I had assured him that the two of us, we had everything well under control.
Oh, I got it!
Now, Zagreus, the only thing Lady Aphrodite has under control is her long list of salivating suitors, am I right? Aphrodite, how about you bestow your blessing and be off, and I'll take it from here.
Wow, dismissive. 36% life gain. Never had that one before. Oh, more damage against weakened people. That would be nice to have too. But obviously we're here for this. Smoldering air.
Teamwork.
And I shouldn't need this because I'm healing every room for now. So let's save that money for additional upgrades later. Hopefully. More health. Things are working out a bit now. Let's go. In fact, I think I just healed right now. Yeah, I healed from leaving the room. Oh my god, it's gonna refill so quickly. Ooh, 25% is actually bigger. Ah, I think Artemis costs like 20% to cast. So it actually restores the next 5% after the 20% it needs to cast. So you get a little bit more than one cast worth, which means you're actually getting a head start towards the next one, which is nice. Finally we have this. That was frustrating. Maybe they wouldn't give me the duo boon because I didn't... Ah, that would make sense, actually. It's probably because I still didn't have a call. So while... Ow. So while it said on paper that I had the requirements, the duo boon was still about upgrading your call. So they very well may have required you to have a call at least. This is going to be such a welcome damage boost against bosses. I think it's unblockable. I think it's unblockable from seeing what was happening in this fight. Which is additional good news. Hey! I'm trying to get gem. I wish I could get 50, but that's not going to happen.
Who's first? I'm out.
Idiots.
I was a little too aggressive there, trying desperately to get as high a number as possible. 20%. 40 is good from 50. That's not bad. And I am still healing every room, so I guess I can pay to be a little reckless here. It's... Give me more than the minimum. It's just not worth it. Like, these troves give me a big chunk of progress. That's like a whole fucking playthrough worth. Because I think the default number of gems per room is 6. Which is so disgustingly low. That's just so disappointing. I mean, neither of these are great options right now. I don't need the healing, so I don't really need the darkness that badly. So I guess we'll get it this time. But like the progress you get from any kind of other sort of gem reward is so big that getting it the normal way just feels like you're wasting your time. Oh my... Oh man, I like this Artemis spam. Oh, is your health low already? Also, here's 3 Zeuses. What a chaos build, though. It's just a bunch of random things mashed together, practically. But if it works... Ow, why did I walk into that? If anything, I feel slightly overwhelmed by how many buttons are available at once.
I'll hang on to these.
I just... At any given moment, it's like I could do my charge, or I could do a throw, or I could do a cast, or I could do a call. Because I have more simultaneous options than almost ever before, especially since the call... Calls are rare normally, and now it's so common. Okay. So either I go to a shop right before the boss, or I... This seems like a bad idea. No, I don't want to fight this boss fight with a limitation placed on me. I don't like that risk. I could spend money here, but also right after this boss fight, I'm going to be in the place with a giant shop where I can dunk all of my money. And saving my money will give me a bigger multiplier on how much money I'll have there. Granted, there's a chance that like something better is here than what shows up there because it's dice roll every time, but getting the palm is probably better before I embarrass myself by going to the next place to buy a palm, for example. Okay, so we're going to this boss fight with full health, but no special modifiers beyond that.
Gods grant me strength.
Reduce damage from attacks, never hurts. Dash strike, don't care about that. My attack being stronger, that's fine. That was a weird... That flash felt weird that time on the whole screen. No random money. No. But more ambrosia. What is that, my 10th?
This has to be some kind of bad dream.
Ah, it's finally time, Mysterious. He's here. Aren't you now, you vile, insignificant hellspawn? Prepare now to be overrun.
Oh my god, he looks absurd. Have I never fought him before in this form? Because I did die in Elysium last time. Have I not made it this far lately? Since turning it on? My god. I definitely fought Armored Asterius before, because he talked about, like, you're the one that gilded me this way, right? I think. God, I don't remember Theseus being like this. Oh my god.
Oh, this is unfair. That's a bronze-plated Macedonian Tau Lambda. What's an obnoxious bellyacre like you doing with the most durable chariot created to date?
You don't deserve to know. Suffice it that Asterius and I were handsomely rewarded once again, and we shall not hesitate to exploit our hard-fought spoils against you.
He has Gatling guns! How does that even work in this reality? Oh my god, he's still spinning. Stop it. That's a problem for me with a melee weapon. So yeah, next time that happens, I'm just gonna run away. I'm glad there's a little flash every time I qualify for a call, which I can more or less see somewhere on the screen, because I'm spamming it every time it comes up. Oh god. This is chaos. Asterius, you are fucking chaos right now. I'm gonna need you to express a little chaos control. Ah. What? I thought my shield was up. Why'd you hurt me? God, he's so armored. No, don't go into it. Why are you like this, me? Ooh! Thought he was gonna go around it. I'm like, what? I hid behind a thing. It's not how that's supposed to work. He's half health. I'm not pressing it enough. I don't always notice when it's ready. There's a lot coming on. Ow. I think it damages me through my shield. Just rude. The Artemis ult is so mindless. It's kind of beautiful for the situation. Ow! My block got interrupted or something? That's excellent incentive not to stand my ground. If that's what you wanted me to do. I'm probably not going to do it now. He exploded! I guess you're not so special anymore for doing it yourself, huh? Oh. Oh boy, isn't this embarrassing now? Uh-oh. Oh, it's Poseidon Y. I thought we were buds. No. I got this far, don't make me lose my call now. Or my Death Defiance. I've been doing so good. They destroyed one of the pillars, or a few of them maybe. Oh. Oh god. No! It went off a little faster than I thought it would for some reason. You shielded asshole. Ow. I don't like you. Stop it. Shields are very annoying to fight against. Like, just hit him! Fuck!
Ambrosia. I won again, Shade, thanks to your support.
It's you. You're the one. My one friend. I do very much find it amusing still that there's more banners for Asterius than there are for Theseus.
Guess I'll be going then.
This Theseus is fucking annoying.
Your stubbornness shall only bring you pain.
What would you know of it?
Got like 2 achievements this run. We're gonna keep the collar on. Healing effects, bonus cast temporarily. Start encounters with 15% of your god gauge full. Wow, what an honor. That's like 3 seconds of head start.
Any boons worth giving up?
I don't use dash strike. I was keeping it on in part to help. I think I just don't care actually. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that it's I could get something better on my dash than because I don't use dash strike. Let's take the money because I could use it for something else. And then I might even end up with a better dash effect that does something as opposed to dash strike that I never use, like leaves Dionysus puddles behind or whatever. Almost anything's better.
Just got to get through Cerberus up there.
Bonus money.
Hey boy.
Who's a good boy? There's a whole diamond here. 2 Artemis bonuses. So both Artemises combined are worth 600 plus 400 for the palms. So if I don't care that much about Hermes, I can basically afford almost all of them right now, which is kind of absurd actually. Hermes could be good, or it could not be that interesting. It's kind of a toss-up. Should I get the weaker or the stronger Artemis first? I don't even know. I guess getting the weaker one first could make it have more better options for the stronger one, potentially. Because it qualifies for more, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. So much Artemis, though.
Always a pleasure, Charon.
Crits are stronger against armor. That's a rare one. And it's epic. These are pretty bad. Whereas that one's good, if not good against the actual boss himself. Oh! Was that the final Artemis one? Anything can be crit, but it's only 3%. Take damage when the thing is dislodged. Dislodged damage is nice. Bonus damage, yeah. Probably that one. Exit wounds is nice. Probably get the super palm now. 20% almost more damage on attack. A huge increase to Artemis's aid. Obviously that one. Oh my god. Yeah. The crit chance is green, but I think it was already 35. Yeah, no, but it's like a 70% damage increase to the thing that is like the crux of my build right now. Like that effect is great. Now we just try to get the meat and any other boons and things we can get along the way. God, do we risk a Daedalus hammer at this point in the playthrough? Let's focus on the high value one. The super bonus. Ow.
What else?
Oh my god, they bounce so much.
Not yet. Poisoned.
Ah.
Phew.
Ah. Oh, there was money behind that shit. It was hiding behind those vases. $320. It's as simple as 3, 2, 1 to your doom. Yeah, Zeus could be good because he could give me jolted, which I still don't have, which would obviously be nice. That means my cast would be really strong because it would have jolted and exit wounds at the same time. What's wrong? Oh. Okay, welcome to my controller problems episode, apparently. It just disconnected, I guess. It didn't lose batteries that time. I guess it's a nice detail of the game that it auto-pauses after a few seconds of being like, uh-oh. Yeah, it was important to think about what Zeus could give me, which is that it's probably jolted. Because otherwise I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to actually re-roll the reward. Because it keeps telling me I can, so I can still use the Fated Authority here. I haven't made my choice yet, technically. But I think I do want Zeus.
It's that giant snake stone once again.
It did not do that much damage, did it? God, stop trying to poison me. There's some damage. I knew it was in there somewhere. What? He hit me. Oh, the angle's weird. There's the damage. Oh my god. Where's the... Damn it. I can't tell the perspective of the hitbox, so how to hide. Oh my god. Artemis keeps critting. Ah, no. I'm getting tired of the snake. There, at this distance, it's easier to tell what the hitbox is. Up close, it's kind of ambiguous where I'm supposed to, what angle I'm supposed to hide in to avoid. Stop it! Stop it! Uh-oh, I've depleted it. Didn't even know that was a thing.
It's quiet, finally.
Not my proudest moments, I just struggled with that room. That was a really, really hard to kill enemy. It'd be better if I could spam shots at it, probably, but this character not so much right now.
In the name of Hades.
There, dash causes lightning, but then there's jolted, which is what I also wanted. Faster god gauge meter is pointless. It's kind of funny that it's obviously it's a rare niche thing because it's only an Aphrodite duo, but it is funny that a Zeus ability makes another Zeus ability obsolete. Because if you have the duo, then that ability that I just saw was pointless. Oh yeah, your god gauge fills faster? That's nice. It fills every 5 seconds, sir.
I'll take it.
Another special bonus. Ooh, another call bonus. Another 20 damage. Ooh. Gotta get that crit, right? Yeah. It's nice to see Artemis's aid potentially really come through. Alright. Okay, so I have some decent money. That's good. We want to keep an eye out. The bonus money probably isn't worth it just for Hermes. We probably want to keep an eye out for shops. Because I want to buy back a Death Defiance if I can. I'm not sure about these three, which one to prioritize. My health isn't at 300 yet, so it's still a decent impact to get a health upgrade. I don't know what Artemis I don't even know what's left for Artemis. And I don't have Daedalus memorized. Does it tell me which ones I already have right now? No, it doesn't. So that makes this a little harder. Stuff can be crit. That one's okay, but critical effects deal more damage. Ooh. That can make Artemis's aid even more overpowered. Supporting fire, I somehow never got that one still. Bastard God Gauge charge is pointless. There's a few things that might be helpful. But also the health. I don't know if I want a Daedalus hammer upgrade. I'm trying to think what they would change. It is funny that I'm doing no Daedalus, no Chaos this run though. Let's roll the dice. Ow. Dick. Dick, 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 dick. I don't use Fated Authorities very much, I'm noticing. It's because I need to have really strong opinions about what I want to get from a room. I'm already iffy about like picking between the two options that I'm given, or three. But the idea of being like, oh, but what have you memorized the entire list of possibilities you could also have if you re-rolled it? And then also having the faith that I'd actually get that result is like a bit of an ask. I find myself just kind of not wanting to engage with this whole system. But that's me. Ow. Ow. Stop biting at me. More bouncing. Less you, just in general. Health upgrade would be nice. Or health increase. Yeah. Just health maintenance. I'm already down to Death Defiance. I want to buy one, please. But that's not what we got. Oh my god, he exploded. I'm gonna get a lot of value out of Artemis. I'm just thinking, like, I remember when I had to charge up an Aphrodite ult all the way up to 100% God Gauge during the Hades fight just to do the big 2500 spike? And, like, that was valuable. That felt like a lot of health damage. This one can currently do, like, 800 damage almost. Every 5 seconds! It's RNG, it's only a 1 in 3 chance of critting, but that's still really good when you consider, like, I had to charge my meter up for, like, half of a boss fight in order to do the Aphrodite 2500 one. Like, that definitely feels like a lot.
Found it fast this time.
Oh, it's over. Unless I don't want it to be, but I do kind of want it to be, don't I? I think I do want to go in with full health instead of getting the 25 bonus health.
Cerberus can never get enough of this stuff.
They keep wanting to give Dash Strike back, and it's not even higher rarity. Dick. When you crit, someone else is marked, or crits do more damage. That's the exact one I was hoping for.
Bit of an aftertaste.
Alright, let's not choke.
Should I go fight some satyrs or get out of here?
It is funny that my entire build might be functionally pointless, and it might just be about me spamming Artemis over and over again, even from behind cover in a cheaty. God, when he does his big spinny attack, and I have to hide behind cover, I can still shoot him. I'll double check whether he has a defensive crystal around him that means he's invulnerable. I can at least fire when he's coming out of it.
Joyfully, the Hound of Hell accepts another satyr sack.
This whole thing's working out great for you, isn't it? Okay, so either I missed a lot of dinner bell sounds, or there just was no fishing spots this run. I'm not sure.
I'm here, Father. Come on.
She was the queen. Queen of the Underworld. My queen. Commanding reverence, and awe, and fear. She was not just... what was the term you used? A consolation prize. You are as disrespectful to her as you are to me.
Oh, what would you even know? You claimed so much respect for her, yet you didn't even respect her enough to tell her what happened after she left. But what am I saying? I know you love her still, Father. That best explains all the terrible choices you've made.
All the terrible choices I've made. By the time you have existed for as long as I have, pray you will have made fewer. Although I fear you shall surpass me in at least this one regard.
Hey, buddy. Oop. Ow, the fucking deceptive range again.
Too slow.
Yeah. These crystals. Ah, no, don't get hit, but don't get hit by the same one twice.
I can't.
I'm kind of choking. These ads are getting in my way. No. Okay, come on, stop. Got this thing in my eyelash that's bothering me. It's not a good time, bro. God. Alright, taking way more hits than I want to, but things aren't all bad. But they're not all good either. And I want all good. Nope. Oh. Yep. Went up to that just in time to get hit in the face instead of stopping it. Ow, fuck. It's so fucking big. Haha. I'm like never using the spread shot. That is what this build is about. Just even if I'm not sure if this weapon mod's even good, but if it is any good, it was still useless in this playthrough, basically. Just didn't matter. instead of a range increase, I could definitely use... Instead of a dash count increase, I could definitely use a dash range increase.
I'm out. This is for your own good.
Haha. That did nothing. Ah!
Not yet.
I can't.
What was he invulnerable for?
That's on yourself.
Was it just a half health indicator? I guess it was a phase change. It doesn't target the things, so it doesn't bounce between them. Oh, it exploded. Oh no! God damn it! I hate that attack. It lies. What's the point of telegraphing the attack range if it's wrong? It's like, oh, here's a circle. It's gonna hit the circle. Just kidding. It hit this other circle. That's not the one I told you. It's like that's frustrating, especially since like your reaction time, it's telegraphed so shortly before it goes off that like it's really hard to react in time. It's hard enough to. Okay, fuck. No more talking. There we go.
How is this possible?
I just find it really frustrating because it would be a well telegraphed attack if the circle was correct. But like the attack is telegraphed by a circle like half a second before it goes off, so like you have almost no time to react. And so having the circle on top of that not accurately reflect the hitbox of the attack that's about to happen just makes it more frustrating, because you're like, oh, okay, cool. I have half a second to get outside that circle. Just kidding. You got hit anyway. You have to make a much more complicated calculation in your head of what direction the circle's going to travel, and it's like, oh, fuck. It hits me every time. I really need longer range dashes, though. So, like, I think that's a Hermes thing, and that would have helped, because I just felt like I couldn't avoid attacks and get out of them fast enough with my 2 dashes. God, I almost went and blew a run that was going well, though.
In the name of Hades.
Oh my god. Was the heroic thing always that shiny? Did it always have a pulsing thing on it? Oh my god. Oh, it's because it's currently selected. There's a little reticle. Okay. I'm like, oh my god, it's so dramatic. Oh, we got it. That's my new record on number of heat. Oh, because this is my first time beating level 3's second boss variant. But it is not a new record on speed, not even close. This is my fastest weapon ever. But my clear time this time is slower than every best time on any weapon. Yep. Okay, we got it. Could have gone a lot worse. Almost did. Almost blew it at the end there. God, I have 58 health. Am I crazy, or did I see him do like 60 health and 1 damage a couple times? Like, even when it feels like you're doing relatively well, you can take so much damage there. And there was a scary moment at the end where it was a long run back to the cover when I saw him charging up his laser. Should have hugged it better. Do I get 1 more fishing spot to make up for the lack of them? I think the one up here gives ambrosia, or nectar, which is great.
Beautiful.
You're back? Mother.
Sorry to disappoint you. I have a whole not listening... None. I have a whole not listening to people thing that really just keeps going.
You can't do this to me, Mother. You said Father is no fool, and neither are you. There has to be a way to fix this. Not just with you and Father, but with everyone. There has to be a way.
You have your father's stubbornness. Listen to me. You're endangering everything you care about by coming here. Don't you understand? Besides...
What? Besides what? Tell me, please.
The truth is that I like it here, Zagreus. I've done well for myself on my own. And your father, he has his domain to look after. The feelings he once had for me, feelings we shared, they fade with time. You'll understand someday.
No, I won't be understanding anything of the sort. Father still loves you, I'm sure of it. And he owes you an apology, damn it. I cannot make amends with you on his behalf. Something only you can do together.
What do you mean he still loves me, Zagreus? How would you know?
Because... I'm his blasted son, that's how I know. But trust me isn't ever good enough, I know that too. I'll prove it to you, Mother. Just you wait and see.
Oh, you're fading, son. You don't need to prove anything to me. Please don't do anything rash. All of us made our choices. Now we have to live with them. Isn't it enough to know that I'm safe? That I'm content to be alone?
No. It's not enough for me because this blasted family, it cannot just keep hiding from its problems, running from them. We're stuck with one another. We have to do everything we can for one another.
Oh, my dear boy.
We have to. No, not yet. God damn it all. Again.
His frustration with getting reset kind of reflects the player's frustration with how little progress is made each time you spend like 2 hours playing the game. I know it's a me thing though. That's always been I play games at a certain pace. It's not even always just me talking to myself. It's just some people just like go, no pauses, maximum efficiency. So yeah, I'll see other people's Hades runs like Andrew, and I'm like, oh, those are quick videos by comparison. But that's not who I am. I got some of that from when I'd play like Diablo 2 with friends sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god, I literally cannot keep up with anybody. Why is everyone moving literally every second? How do you have time to check your inventory and all the other things in this game? Like, why is everyone in such a hurry? Couldn't even get people on my screen. All right, next time.